On September 23rd, 2022, reports had came out that the man who was held responsible for a 3-year-old girl who was laid to rest had went to social media only hours after his sentencing.
Now the two were found shot and killed on
In a
August
car.
14th
It had to be in a
the
car.
Jacobs neighborhood.
Or in a
That's
house.
where they found Waddle shot at his home and was dead on scene.
Oh, he shot the
They
crib
later
up.
took Trinity to Norton Children's
See what
Hospital,
I'm saying?
where she later died.
Members when she got the phone call.
Get to Becky's house now. For what? What happened? Girl, they said 2 bodies in there.
2 bodies in the house.
Straight to my sister.
That's
Almost a year later, records show New York music producer Nigel Talley posted his bond. Lawless was released on home incarceration last Saturday.
That's crazy.
Waddles and Trinity's family say they found out on social media.
And they didn't even know.
Never notified anyone that he was released.
You may have heard the name on the radio.
A famous Louisville rapper, ESTG, now tied through his name and his associates to one of the largest gang busts the feds have recently conducted.
These exotic boys, smoke exotic ops. You ain't heard about murder boys, we got exotic glocks. Tied to pull up real fast, with a lot of shots. Bitch, I'm feeling just like Mac, I got a lot of guap.
What's the word, Mula gang? It's your boy Mac Mula, aka Mr. Mula Mac. I'm back with another video. Y'all know how we rockin', man. Clout stock, keep the cushion in my pocket. Listen, man, check it out, man. Let's get into this video. We ain't even gonna do too much talking, man. But make sure you smash the thumbs up button. Please hit the subscribe button if you are new to the channel. Thank you. Have a good day. Let's get it. What the
We're gonna have to make a stop out Louisville, Kentucky, family. But reports had came out that only 2 hours after being sentenced to life twice, a man went to social media and tell his 7,000 followers that he'll be home soon. Apparently,
that's how
he
he
was held
felt?
responsible for a 3-year-old girl that was laid to rest and also his 21-year-old dad. But according to his 5-day trial, not only is he a rapper and also affiliated to the rapper
So
ESTG, who was a household name out of Louisville, Kentucky. It seems
So
as
what
if
he-
though,
oh, he
with the
probably
death
was
of
in the
loved
streets
ones
with
from
G.
each respected neighborhoods and people antagonizing each other on social media, this all led to one another to having a domino effect.
It sound like he caught his op lacking, but he was with his daughter, and his daughter got what you call it, you know what I'm saying? Which I don't really with, but some people really think like that's just casualties of war. Like we at war, like up happened at war. You know what I'm saying? And that's just one of the up things that happened to them. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's still up though.
First, I gotta remind y'all, I don't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we're gonna jump right to it. But after research, it seems
Hours
as if
after,
this
how they get on
happened
social
in
media,
2020, which we later gonna discuss. But also, we gotta discuss some ongoing feuds between the victim and the suspect on social media
some
in
Kentucky,
2016
Kentucky beef
that was presented in the 5-day trial.
Okay.
But what makes matters even worse, like we stated in the beginning, the rapper ESTG, who recently signed to CMG, is also the man responsible for bailing him out. And that's why him and his crew was under investigation. But luckily for ESTG, he was already out the game, deep into music. In 2021, ESTG may have ducked the recent bust on his crew that led to 10 people getting arrested.
God,
2 brothers who also presented themselves as ESTG.
And how
the
they
group EST will have a close friend that some would say prompted.
how the that's like they lock up the whole OTF but don't lock up Dirt. How the they lock? That's how you know it's just some bullshit. Like the just be making up. Like how you lock up the nigga whole crew but don't lock up the head nigga? That don't even make sense. Like
feds to take a closer look at the group. 21-year-old Kevon Lawless, aka.
So this the feds on him right now. No, I'm coming to get you, baby.
Only a year
that's my
G group been arrested by the feds in 2021. Lil Cater was involved in the 2020 homicide.
Hold on, y'all. Before we get back into the video, because we finna get right back into it, I gotta tell y'all about the Mula membership. The Mula membership is a website that I started a few years ago. Since I started this website, I have been able to put on so many of y'all, and I want you to be the next person to get put on. I'm gonna give you instructional videos, step-by-step instructions. I'm literally giving you lessons out weekly, daily, for you to understand these different categories. We talking about business, financial literacy, credit, crypto, we talking about stocks, we talking about Amazon, we talking about drop shipping, we talking about YouTube. I'm literally giving you the gems to be a boss, the gems to be a successful entrepreneur in 2023. So this is all you have to do. Click the link in the description, sign up right now for the low price of $50 a month, bro. $50 a month. You're gonna get access to a one-on-one help with me. You're gonna get access to my group chats where my experts worldwide work around the clock, 24/7, to make sure you have the best stock and crypto call-outs. That means all you gotta do is buy the same stocks and cryptos that I'm buying and make some of all this bread. Very simple, very easy. On Bro Gage, stop waiting, stop procrastinating. Click the first link in the description right now, especially if you want to be a boss. And if you dead serious, man, if you want to put that work in and get that money on, I'm talking about that easy money on, click that link in the description, shorty, right now, because we only got 2,000 spots, and I would hate to see you be missed out. Skate.
Now, before we even discuss the 2020 incident that got the radar of the feds under EST, we gotta discuss a 2017 incident.
That nigga he don't look like a street nigga at all.
Found guilty of an attempt murder. He was only 17 years old at the time. He received a 10-year prison sentence, but released on parole. He was also charged with escaping home incarceration twice.
Also, he was crazy. Look, but that nigga crazy. What's his name? Lil Kater. That nigga crazy the motherfucker. He got convicted in 2017 of an attempt murder. He got a 10-year prison sentence and was released on parole. I don't know when the he was released, like how deep into the you dig he was released, but obviously once that got long, he was in that a few years. He came home off a 10-year bid and caught another body. Nigga, what the
in just 3 years,
God.
Kater would find himself in another situation. On August 14, 2020,
Oh, he like a street nigga right
Trinity
there.
Randolph and her father, Brandon Waddles, who was 21
like a
at
little
the
baby.
time, was laid to rest. May they both rest in peace.
Rest in
Plenty
peace
of
to them.
concerned neighbors,
Especially the little
authorities,
girl,
and also
God.
plenty of security footage.
Probably
The neighbors
in
saw
the
a
car,
man
maybe.
go into a black Chrysler 200. Was led up to arrest of Lil Kater and also the driver.
3-year-old Trinity Randolph was laid to rest, only for her family to still be searching for answers as to who took her life so young. Tonight,
3 years
Metro
old is
Police made a
crazy. I
second
ain't gonna
arrest
lie,
in this
like-
case. Jesse Cohen is following
do that to my 3-year-old baby. I ain't. What else am I supposed to do? I feel like it should be legal. I feel like if somebody do that to my 3-year-old baby, I should have the legal right to go smoke they stupid. Maybe I can't hunt them down, but if I was to so happen to just be in the same area at the same time, I feel like I should be legally within my rights to do what the to smash out. You hit me? Because that's some cap right there. Like I ain't that at all.
Jesse joining us live downtown with the very latest. Jesse?
Like, what, nigga? Well, Doug, late this afternoon, Kevin Lawless was charged
Or
with
my
murdering
niece or any of that,
3-year-old
like.
Randolph and her 21-year-old father, Brandon Waddles. Now, the two were found shot and killed on
In a
August
car. It
14th
had to be in a
the
car.
Jacobs neighborhood.
Or in a
That's
house.
where they found Waddles shot at his home and was dead on
Oh, he
scene.
shot the
They
crib
later
up.
took Trinity to Norton Children's
See what I'm
Hospital,
saying?
where she later died. Now,
That
detectives
is f***ed up.
previously
Even
arrested
just
and charged
hearing, like, imagining a 3-year-old get hit with a bullet and just crying and the pain they going through because they can't eat, like, that's
year-old
f***ed up.
Evan
I ain't
Ross
gonna lie,
with
that's-
facilitating the shooting, but tonight they are calling Lawless the shooter. He was also charged with first-degree burglary and possession of a
First-degree
handgun
burglary.
by a convicted felon. These two tragic deaths are just 2 of the 100 homicides in Louisville just this year, and Trinity was the youngest one.
Man, it's 3 years old, bro. Think about that, bro.
For their continued support.
You don't even have no
through this
memory. You don't even, like,
investigation.
God, that's
Hope
f***ed up,
beacon
bro.
of hope that while my unit has had to weather a year,
That is hidden my,
record
like, that's
crime,
f***ing me up
they are
right now.
responsible
3
for
years old,
investigating.
bro.
These cases
I don't
are
even, do you even remember being 3? I don't remember being, I remember, like, being 3 turning 4 a little bit. I can't tell you where I was living, what I was doing, what I had on my 3rd, 4th birthday, nigga. You get what I'm saying? You don't even have no memories. You barely know, like, nigga, what the f***? You're 3. I can't even dress myself yet. That's just f***ed up.
extremely important to us.
Sorry, that's f***ed up.
Now, with the help of the U.S. Marshal's Office, Lawless
And if
is
he blicked up a
currently
crib
being
and killed
held
a
at Metro
3-year-old,
Corrections.
that's f***ed up, bro.
Trinity's funeral just last Friday. Her grandfather
But they
said that
charging him with burglary. So if they trying to say if you broke in the crib and hit a 3-year-old girl, like that ain't the way. That ain't the way, bro.
she was a
I ain't gonna
3-year-old
lie
who
to
has
you.
done nothing to
To
anybody,
nobody.
and that somebody deserved to pay the highest level to be held accountable in this situation. Now, today, just a few days later, the accused shooter has been charged and arrested. Live in downtown Louisville for the night team. I'm
They
Jessica
saying he the
Cohen.
one did it.
Shortly after Lil Kater was arrested, he would later post bail. The initial was
Posted
$1
bail
million.
for that?
Then authorities reduced it to $300,000. The public wanted to know exactly what the feds wanted to know: who and how will post Lil Kater bail. At first, it just stated that a production
300,000.
producer had posted the bail that was based out of New York. But then, after doing research, they quickly discovered
found out the money came
group
from
that was
ESTG.
behind the producer was actually EST,
Right.
which is rapper ESTG production company, listed as Everybody Shines Together. That song was referencing EST.
That's that
Bail
That's all I'm talking about.
$1 million bail that was later reduced to $300,000. The victim family was highly upset. They thought the justice system had failed them. On July
I ain't gonna lie,
10th,
that's crazy.
2020, Lawless, aka Lil Cater, was released on home incarceration after New York music
he going
producer
home.
Nigel Talley paid the bond using
House
several
arrest.
cashier checks.
For a nightmare, your 3-year-old and her father are shot to death. Somebody paid $300,000 to.
Was it
bail out
300,000?
the murderer,
Like
and
cash
nobody-
money? They wouldn't take the 30?
Nobody told you Kevon Lawless was released. It's true. And it's our top story at 6. I'm John Bull.
And I'm
That's
Shannon Hogan.
crazy.
Wave 3 News reporter Tori Gessner.
300 cash? They didn't do the 10% motherfucking Kentucky or something?
All of this, Tori.
Shannon John, a New York music
What the y'all got going on?
Lawless's $300,000 full cash bond, according to
Full
prosecutors.
cash
The
bond.
victims' families
God.
say they feel like the system failed them, especially 3-year-old Trinity. Trina Waddles
But I'm gonna put it like this.
play without their oldest cousin.
I just don't. That's just stupid. Like,
Trinity Randolph, a 3-year-old girl, and her father, Brandon Waddles, both shot and killed in a drive-by last August.
oh,
Trina,
drive-by. Where they
Brandon's
was
aunt,
at though?
remembers when she got the phone call.
Get to Becky's house now. For what? What happened? Girl, they said 2 bodies in there.
2 bodies in the house.
Straight to my sister.
That's
Almost a year later, Trina mourns her nephew, but the thought of young Trinity gone keeps her up at night.
We know you live by the gun, you're gonna die by the gun.
That's up
You
though.
live by a gun.
They did a drive-by shooting in the crib. That ain't. That's see. That's
Kevon Lawless was
that's.
charged with Waddles and
I don't
Trinity's
with that. I don't give a what's
October.
going on. Like,
His bond set at $1 million. That same month, a judge lowered it to $300,000. This July, court records show New York music producer Nigel Talley posted his bond. Lawless was released on home incarceration last Saturday.
that's crazy.
Waddles and Trinity's family say they found out on social media.
And they didn't even know.
Never notified anyone that he was released. My sister literally is
Found
still
out.
mourning. She's scared
On the TV.
for her own life, but we don't know what he's capable of.
Lawless has 2 prior charges of escaping home incarceration in different cases, along with an attempted
Like,
murder
what the do y'all be like? These be the luckiest niggas in the universe, bro. I swear to God, gang. And I have been in situations where I felt lucky as don't get me wrong, but these niggas, bro, this is like, come on, gang. Who did this happen to? Nigga, you got charged with escaping house arrest twice. You got attempt murder on your convicted attempt murder that you got out early for. Got out, did a drive-by on a nigga crib that killed him and his 3-year-old daughter. And you get let out on house arrest again? What the is the prayer that you saying at night, bro? Can I get a little piece of it? Cause I know God gonna do me. I ain't did no like that. What the
Conviction from 2017. Trina and her family still coping with the grief, now living in fear for what might happen next.
Why is this child killer free?
That's crazy, bro. I ain't never seen no like this right here, boy.
That's all I want to know.
We could not reach the judge that lowered Lawless's bond, but the Jefferson County Commonwealth's attorney Tom Wine told us a $300,000 full cash bond is very rare, rarely ever set, much less paid.
Right.
Live in downtown Louisville, Tori Gessner, Wave 3 News.
But shortly
That's
after
what I'm
being
saying. They
released
probably
on
the
bond,
judge probably did it on like he ain't. Let me just lower it to like make it fair or some like that for like whatever laws he gotta abide by and or like policies and shit. But then he probably wasn't thinking like somebody finna come pay $300,000. Like he ain't thinking this ESTG homie. He probably don't even know who the that is. Like you feel me?
in July, Lawless would be arrested by the marshals after violating his bond, being in possession of a firearm.
The murdering a 3-year-old Louisville girl and her father is back behind bars tonight. Kevon Lawless was put on house arrest earlier this month after New York music producer paid $300,000 bond.
They lost the bond for that.
Lawless is accused in August killings of 21-year-old Brandon Waddles and his daughter, Trinity
They
Randolph.
lost the bond for that, bro.
U.S. Marshals picked Lawless up Tuesday for parole violations, including having a gun. He's back in jail tonight.
But while Locator was in and out of jail, the feds was taking a closer look at that production company and also EST Group. Everybody shines together. And only 1 year after they bailed out
cracked down
Locator,
on them, yeah.
10 people from the group had gotten
A year
arrested
later,
for the feds.
and that's what
And
made
by
it
the
hot.
time the feds
And they
got
lost
rid of
300,000, I
EST
think. I'm
in
pretty sure.
2021
You
and
caught, you
2000.
violate your bail, they don't give you that back. You hear me? So the nigga just spent 300,000 for you. Still got a gun on you. Still doing stupid shit. When you get out on bail, then you get locked up to go back in that. And you pretty much gonna do some time now because you had a gun on you. So even if you don't get convicted, like now I gotta like, man.
20, EST was already transitioning to a great star coming out of Kentucky, Louisville, for being a musician and a hip hop
He
star.
talking about he getting out soon. Nigga, who? Not you.
If the
You got confused, my boy.
is familiar, it's because it is, and you may have heard the name on the radio.
A famous Louisville rapper, ESTG, now tied through his name and his associates to one of the largest gang busts the feds have recently conducted.
God.
The U.S. Attorney's Office naming the street gang on their press release as Everybody Shine Together, or EST. That is the same group we
That's
uncovered
crazy,
had paid
and that's
for
a
the bond
real
for
federal
Kevon Lawless,
indictment.
the man suspected of killing 3-year-old Trinity Randolph and her father, Brandon
What the
Waddles.
is
It's
going
a hard
on?
thing to even
Is that the same lady?
get over.
This was Trinity's aunt when we
yeah.
last spoke, angry to learn ESTG had even rapped about bailing Lawless out, saying, quote, "I'm coming to get you, baby."
The rap artist and manager who posted the bond, they didn't give a about 3-year-old who got killed. Long they're selling their music.
ESTG or
No, for
George
sure.
Stone,
That's of course that. I ain't gonna lie though. It's certain principles and rules that I go by. You know what I'm saying? You blick up somebody's house like that, bro, from the outside. You ain't do no surveillance. You ain't break in there and catch him and do something to him. Like doing one thing, like, you know, catching a body is one thing. If that nigga a threat to your life, then, you know, that get deeper than whatever. But it ain't never no reason to do that to no cold crib. Like, niggas, grannies, old ladies, mamas, kids. That cool. I ain't condoning that in no way. I would let his sit in there. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, you tweaking, dude. That show wouldn't have paid no $300,000. He's a crash out. I ain't gonna lie. You blicking up cribs like that? You couldn't have sat outside all day and just waited for him to pop out? You could have did that? Like, what the you got going on, gang? I'm gonna just call it like I see it, gang. That's some real to me. I ain't never really been a nigga that's gonna hold my tongue about some that's real. Like, I ain't gonna lie, gang. That's fool. That ain't right, fool.
was not indicted.
That's like against
or
one of the
arrested
street
in this
supposed to be
latest
one of the street
scheme.
morals.
But
Like,
two
that
of
shit ain't
business
right.
partners were
You killed a
Rico's
kid,
Mosley
gang. A
and
3-year-old,
Eric Mosley,
gang. I ain't
who
condoning
online
that.
identified himself as Stone's music manager.
The Fed said they worked with LMPD and a number of other agencies on this case. During warrants, they said they found a kilo of cocaine, meth, guns, stolen car, and $160,000 cash. Meanwhile, is still making music and has worked
They
with
took him
names
down
like Yo Gotti
all the
and
way,
Jay-Z.
boy.
But after 2 long years, the trial for the 3-year-old
trial is over.
Randolph and also her father, 21-year-old Brandon Waddles, has started. The trial will start on September 19, 2022.
Oh, this
And also
2022.
end on September 24th, 2022.
Okay.
It was a 5-day trial, and at
5-day
first
trial.
it wasn't looking good for the state. It seemed the state had a cooperating witness for this trial,
And
who
he
was actually
bailed
the
out.
driver for Lil Cater. But it seemed as if though he recanted his statement and
yeah.
caused perjury. The same man who told
Nigga,
authorities
take
he knew
perjury,
why
though.
he drove Lil Cater to this house.
But I ain't gonna lie, the thing about perjury is I think it's like you can never testify on your own. Like, you can't testify on your own case. Like, you can't speak up for yourself no more because they basically caught you lying under oath already. Or it's some like that. Like, it's some bad shit you get caught for perjury.
Then
So
decide-
you might not go to jail for like 30 years or nothing, but that's a real charge.
This
Like,
during the trial.
you better be on the
He was
straight
like,
and narrow
come
after
on,
that,
let's
boy.
go. The girl isn't going, or something like that. We just leave. Ross recanted. Ross insisted he didn't know he was leaving from a shooting. So you didn't hear the shots, prosecutor asked? No, I didn't hear nothing, Ross responded. It was a response that made the judge say, absurd.
Would you go to the sheriff now?
That's the witness supposed to
A
be the driver
testimony
right
that
there?
ended in an arrest.
Evan Ross was removed from the stand Monday for lying under oath.
The record reflects that, I don't think anybody believes Mr. Ross in terms of everything he said.
Ross says Kevon Lawless asked him for a ride on August 14th, 2020. However, he says he didn't know he was taking Lawless to Brandon Waddle's home.
I was getting directions to pick the girl, some girl up or something like that. Was going to pick somebody up. That's what the whole thing was, to pick somebody up.
After Lawless got out the car, Ross says he waited outside on Calert Avenue in his black Chrysler 200. According to street cameras, Lawless hopped back inside the car 15 seconds later.
15 seconds later!
I'm great. She's not going or something like that, and we just leave.
Ross insisted that he didn't know he was leaving from a shooting.
That nigga funny as
A response that Judge McKay Chavan says is absurd.
Nobody believes everything you said. You clearly lied any number of times. And while you're on probation, while you're in this courtroom, while it's in my presence, I can't ignore that.
Judge Chavan says Ross violated his 5-year probation. In Louisville, Alexis Jones, WHAS 11, on your side.
Nigga,
But also during the trial, prosecutors will point out a public feud between the two that took on Instagram Live dating back to 2016. They was playing an Instagram Live that wasn't re-uploaded on YouTube from 2016.
2016. And what?
22.
In 2022. They went 6 years back. This is why people say real street niggas don't get on the internet, because a real street nigga know if I argue with this nigga and he end up dead and they end up charging me, they gonna come back to this live and they gonna be like woo 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 woo, put 2 and 2 together, even if the shit ain't true. If I get on the internet and I say, boy, when I see you, I'ma blast your head off. When I see you, I'ma knock your heads back, nigga. When I see you, I'm giving you 100 shots, nigga. You say that, and then a nigga die a week later, you ain't had to be nowhere near a gang. Guess who they gonna come look at? And if you got a gun on you, you got some drugs, you got some pounds, you got some anything you ain't supposed to have on you when them police hit your door, oh yeah, nigga, it's going down. And even if they don't get you for that, now they got you for something else. Now they got you for a parole violation. You feel me? Now you on probation 5 years. Like that ain't.
But
that
you play that clip.
Folks.
It's important. I want y'all to know
Shit ain't
something.
no joke, boy.
They say the reason they end up having a feud was because of an individual who ended up losing his life who was a juvenile back in 2016. The person that lost his life in 2020 that Lord Cater was held responsible for was going on Instagram mocking the life of that individual who was a juvenile in 2016 while on live with Lord Cater. In fact, the shirt Lord Cater have on is a shirt with his friend who lost his life in 2016 face on it. May he rest in peace.
Information coming out of the Kevon Lawless
So did
trial.
he get
still
locked
underway
up
in
with that
Louisville.
on?
Lawless is charged with shooting
Maybe
a
that's what
3-year-old
he
girl and her father
retaliating
2
for?
years ago. Today, videos that were shared on social media prior to the shooting were shown in court as evidence. WHS 11's Alexis Jones has been following the trial from the beginning. She is joining us live from the courthouse with more information. Alexis?
That's right, Doug. New information was released today for the Lawless trial. The jury got to see moments before and after the father and his 3-year-old daughter was murdered.
Like, nigga, you don't even know. That could have been the wrong
One neighbor's
crib,
reaction
nigga,
after
like.
hearing gunshots. Detectives say she saw a man fleeing from Brandon Waddle's home in a black Chrysler 200.
He had travel southbound on Kaler and then take a right on Southern Heights.
Homicide detective Timothy O'Daniel says he reviewed several videos after August 14th, 2020, including one of Waddles and Kevon Lawless arguing on Instagram Live. In the video, you see Waddles yelling and holding a gun.
Look at him, man. Now Dino dead. Dino dead.
Referring
He
to
said,
Cameron
"Dino
Pugh,
dead,
a juvenile
Dino
who O'Daniel
dead."
says was killed on August 25th, 2016.
So he
He's
was-
also the boy you see on Lawless' shirt the day he
So
was
he
arrested.
was with that
Lawless
shit.
responded to Waddles
But
by
still,
saying,
gang, it's a way to do it, it's a way to not do it.
Yeah, and I said it on live.
This shows the two interacted before Waddles and his 3-year-old daughter, Trinity Randolph,
Right.
was murdered. According to Kentucky's medical examiner.
I ain't gonna lie, like, and like I said, boy, when it's a real war going on, you don't ever know. You can't judge because you don't know who started the war. You don't know who killed who first. You don't know what's going on. You just don't know. You see what I'm saying? And it comes to a point where it's like, okay, I gotta get this nigga up out of here because he might get me up out of here. Type. He trying to kill me every day. He sliding on my homies. He killed my homies. He caught me with my homie, and my homie died with me, or whatever the case is. So I might have to. A nigga might feel like he gotta go do something to him before he get something done to him. You see what I'm saying? So, like, you can't really judge all that. But what I can judge, bro, is you blicking up a crib and killing a 3-year-old. Like I said, gang, you could have sat outside, waited, watched, you know what I'm saying, waited for him to hit that porch and knocked his off right there. You could have came back after work and knocked him off before he got to the crib. Like, you feel me? But you ain't have to do that, gang. You ain't have to do it that way.
Waddles was shot 6 times in his lower body on
God,
the
is that the bullet that came
was
out?
shot twice.
If the bleeding isn't contained, someone could die from these injuries.
And you're going to want to keep watching WHS 11 because tomorrow I will have arguments.
After a 5-day verdict, the jury had
me,
substituted and came to a decision after a 2-hour briefing.
Number 1, verdict form number 1, we the jury find Mr. guilty of murder under instruction number 1, signed by the foreperson and dated today's date. Under instruction number 2, verdict form number 2, we the jury find Mr. Lawless guilty of murder under instruction number 2.
So you got
Breaking
2 counts.
right now at 11, Kevon Lawless found guilty of murdering a 3-year-old and her father in their Louisville home. It took the jury just over an hour and a half to reach that verdict. Welcome to Wave News at 11 tonight. I'm John Bull. That trial
you know how much
lasted
you gotta
5 days,
wet
and it
that
took
crib up to
several
hit both of
bizarre
them?
turns, with one witness being arrested for perjury, a spectator arrested for wearing a free Kevon Lawless shirt, and a juror being replaced during the deliberations tonight. Wave News reporter David Ochoa is at the courthouse when the verdict was read. So, David, what was the reaction from the victim's family here tonight?
Well, John, once the verdict was read, of course, everyone was quiet because the judge told them they needed to be. But once they got outside, once they walked past us that were standing here in the hallway, they got into the elevator, you could hear a chorus of cheers just going down that elevator. It's been something that they've been waiting for a long time. It's been 2 years and now 5 days on this trial, which has, like you said, has taken a lot of bizarre turns, such as the...
I ain't gonna lie though, am I the only one like imagine you is the 3-year-old's dad and you know this man did that to your daughter for whatever reason that he had with your, you know what I'm saying, with your baby mama, or you feel me, he was your daughter was at your homie house and he folks got a problem with your homie and you know he wet his crib up and your 3-year-old got killed. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, imagine you sitting here and you that 3-year-old's dad and she dead and gone. Like, I'm not celebrating when they lock this nigga up, boy. I wouldn't even celebrate. He gotta go. I ain't gonna lie. Like, that's just how I'ma feel. Like, he has to go. Like, I know I'm not the only one that feel like that, game, but he gotta go. He has to go. He has to go.
And what no the ifs, ands, or buts. Like, they weren't able to be impartial after seeing something outside of the evidence. And what that thing they saw was one of the witnesses being arrested for perjuring himself after he had told the story of how he drove Lawless to Waddle's home.